guys, welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be doing a full face of first impressions. I have an entire basket as well as a lot of products laid out in front of me that we are going to be using. The palette that I'm going to be using today is going to be the new Morphe x Jeffree Star. These colors are really pretty, so I'm trying to figure out exactly what I want to do, but I have kind of an idea. Now, because this is going to be a full face of first impressions, I am going to talk you guys through everything as well as tell you my immediate first impression as well as at the end how I think it's going. There's a pretty good mix of drugstore and luxury products in here. Some of them are going to be like sample size products, so I don't have like the full size of it. Maybe it's just something I wanted to try prior to actually purchasing it. So we're just going to go ahead and try all of these guys. We are going to use these and we are going to see what we come up with today, guys. First, we are going to go ahead and go in and moisturize our face. To do my moisturizer, I am going to be using the same moisturizer that I use when I do my makeup, and that's going to be the Garnier Skin Active Moisture Rescue for dry skin. And I just like taking a little brush like this one and using that just to disperse the product pretty evenly. So I'm going to go ahead and do that really quick. The first product that we're going to go in with for the first impressions is going to be the Revolution Pro Define and Fill Brow Pencil in shade Dark Brown. This is what the unit carton looks like. So it's very sleek. It's actually like kind of heavy. Precision microblade effect for fuller brows. It does have a spoolie at the end of it. So this is both sides. You got the spoolie, and then this is the side where the pencil itself is. And the pencil is very small. So we're just gonna go ahead and go in and we're gonna do our brows really quickly with them. Now this is actually the only brow product that I am using today. So let's see how this works, because usually, like I said, I use 3 brow products. I use a pencil, a pomade, and a gel. So it actually goes on pretty smoothly. I really like it so far. Let's see how it goes with actually filling it in all the way though. So opinion on the brows, I don't think they look awful. I think it does kind of smudge a little bit easily. I'm gonna grab some brow gel really quick and we're gonna see how that looks with some brow gel on. Okay, so I added some brow gel in and I don't think they're awful, but as of right this second, I don't think this is my favorite brow pencil. I am going to go ahead and go in and carve out my brows though. My brows carved out, I'm going to go ahead and take my Anastasia eye primer and prime my eyelids really quick, and then we're going to jump into the palette. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and go into the palette, and I think we're going to start with the green look because I'm really going towards these 2 colors right here. And I think it's been a while since I've done a green look. So I think this is going to be kind of fun. So first we're going to go in with just a fluffy brush. So this one doesn't have any pigment on it. It's just stained. We're going to go in with Wake and Bake. Right there. We're just going to coat it on the brush pretty evenly. And then I think I want to do a halo eye. So we're just going to kind of start to do little circular motions and kind of disperse the pigment a little bit. I don't want to use this brush actually. I want to go in with a brush that's going to be a little bit more dense. So we're going to go in with this one. And we're just going to go right into that Wake and Bake shade. Now there is just a little bit of kickback in the pan, but that's okay. I don't mind that. So I mean, that's kind of like up to personal preference. But we're just going to pack it right on this outer corner. And then we're going to pack it on the inner corner as well. I am starting with the lighter shade that I want to go in with because I do want to make it just a little bit easier to blend out the darker green. So we're just going to make sure that we have this on nicely and that we're blending it out the way that we need to. This color is blending really, really easily, and it's not patching up, it's not sticking in any spots or anything like that. So far, I think this is gonna be pretty good. But then again, I've only played with one color, so let's see how the rest of them work out. We're gonna go in with Nate right here, and we're gonna take that same brush, and we're just gonna tap a little bit. This is super, super pigmented so far. Look at that. And this one, again, does have just a little bit of kickback. And for this one, I wanna focus it more towards the empty space, and then we're just gonna kind of blend it out. I wanna go in and pack it first, that way I get more pigment and more payoff. And then just lightly start fluffing the brush outward. So I really like how that's turned out so far. Next, I'm going to just kind of take off the pigment off of this brush because I may go back in and use it. But I want to go in with a brush that's going to be a little bit tighter. Go in with the Morphe M507. It looks just like this. And we're going to go into the shade Fast Lane, which is the black shade down at the bottom of the palette. And I want to kind of darken the look a little bit, and I want to keep the black right on the inside, closest to where the halo eye is going to be, so it kind of goes from darker to lighter. So just go in, again, because it is a black shade, you want to go in very, very, very light-handed. And then we're going to just kind of tap. It's okay if it gets in the middle because, like I said, we are going to clean it up because we're doing a halo. So we're going to go in very lightly. As you can see, I'm kind of just packing and stamping it first, and then as I'm doing it, I'm just kind of very, very lightly pulling it outwards because I want it to blend with the green, but I don't want it to be too blended to where it looks muddy. Now we're gonna go back in with the same brush that we used Nate on. We're gonna pack a little bit more onto it. We're not gonna tap any of the excess off because we do want that pigment. And then we're gonna start right at the edge of the black line, and we're going to kind of do a very slow motion like this to blend it out. Next, we're gonna go in with the Colourpop No Filter Concealer in shade Fair 00, and we're going to put a little bit on the back of our hands, like this. And then just take a tiny brush like this one, and we're gonna kind of clean up that center portion for the halo. Alright, now that we've cut out the area for the halo eye, I kind of am really intrigued by Millions right here. This one is supposed to be a pressed glitter, and you're supposed to be able to easily apply it with your finger. It feels super, super creamy, which is interesting for a pressed glitter, but this is what it looks like. So we're just gonna go ahead and gently tap that into the center of the eyelid. Holy shit. This is so pretty. Wow. That's gorgeous. Now I did get a little bit up in the upper crease area. Just gonna kind of brush it away if I can. So I went ahead and finished kind of blending that out some. There's a lot of underneath, but that's because of me, not the palette or anything. The palette performs pretty well so far. Like, these shades actually blended really, really nicely. They blended so easily together. It didn't take much, and I only did this with 3 shadows. Well, technically 2 and a glitter. But I really, really like the way that this looks. So to partially finish this side of the look, I'm gonna go in with some liquid liner. Now, for that, I'm going to be using the Colourpop BFF liquid liner in CRZY. It's the blue one. Kind of wanted to do a different color. Hopefully it doesn't look awful putting it with it, but this is what it swatches like. I think it's such a pretty color, honestly. So hopefully it makes a good combination and doesn't look silly. But I guess we'll find out in a second. That liner went on so easily, and it went over the glitter really nicely as well. It's a really, really pretty color. I like how that turned out. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and remove the tape off of this side. It didn't bleed or anything either, which I really do like. I don't like when I have liner that bleeds. I have had just a couple of them that have, but this one stayed pretty put. I'm gonna go in with just a makeup remover wipe and kind of clean up my under eye really quick before I move over to the next side. So now that I have the eye look partially done, the only thing that's left of it is mascara, lashes, and the lower lash line. We are gonna go ahead and get started with the face. So I now have all of my face products laid out in front of me. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with primer. So for primers, I'm going to be using 2 separate ones. One is gonna be a full-size product, one is a sample. So I'm going to be using the Tarte Shape Tape Pore and Prime Balm. And I'm also going to be using the Fenty Soft Matte Primer. This is just a sample I got at Sephora. So first we're gonna go ahead and go in with the Tarte. Now it does have a little sponge applicator in here that you're supposed to use for it. So we're just going to kind of, I don't know how much you're supposed to put on it, but we're just gonna coat it a little bit. And then you're supposed to just kind of press and push into the skin. So let's go ahead and do that. So I don't think it really looks like it's actually doing anything. My pores are still all pretty noticeable. So I don't know. So I don't think you can see really, but you can still kind of see my pores pretty good. It doesn't really look like they're filled. And I do like going for more pore filling primers, but I guess I'll give this one another go and see how it works out through different uses. I don't like using sponge applicators like this, but that's what it says to do, so I guess there's probably a reason for that. I am going to go ahead and go into the Fenty primer. Now, because it is just a little sample, I don't have a whole lot of it, but I do have enough to be able to do some priming. So now, since I can actually feel this one, it feels super moisturizing. It doesn't feel like silicone-y or anything like that. This just feels like a moisturizer. So I guess I'll just like put it right here and just kind of rub it in. I'm actually noticing more of a blur with this one than I was with the Tarte. Today, I have 2 different foundations. I'm gonna go in with one first and hope that it works. This is going to be the It Cosmetics Confidence in a Compact. This is in shade Fair. I picked this up at Marshall's. So hopefully it's gonna be the right shade. This is what it looks like. This definitely looks like it has more of a yellow undertone. So it says you can go in with both a sponge and a brush. So I'm just gonna go in with my brush. And it looks kind of gross, actually. Alright, hopefully I didn't just put too much of that. But let's go ahead and use this. So I'm just gonna do half of my face with the sponge, or half of my face with the brush, and then the other half with the sponge, just so we can kind of compare and see which one it goes on better with. Coverage wise, this actually does look pretty full coverage. Maybe medium. We'll see when it's completely blended out. Oh, I do not think I like this. Maybe it'll apply better with a sponge. Juno Beauty Sponge. Let's see how that works with it. I just don't think I like this foundation. It's not really my favorite. It's definitely settling in all of my fine lines in my skin, especially right here. Let me see if I can zoom you guys in. Especially right around here. It's settling in my fine lines pretty badly. And I don't know, maybe setting it will help. It feels kind of greasy, but maybe setting it will help. I'm going in with the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye in shade medium. And hopefully this isn't too dark for me, but I feel like it's going to be. Let's see. Oh yeah, she's thick. Okay, so my skin feels so greasy. I think this foundation has such a pretty finish, but it feels so greasy. But like right now, I literally feel like I could just wipe down my face and it's all gonna just peel off. So that feels super gross. Shit, okay. I have 2 powders that I'm gonna be trying out. One is the Becca Hydramist Set and Refresh powder. I'm gonna use this for under my eyes. And then I'm going to be using the CRZY London Extraordinary Translucent Powder to set my face. If you guys hear any noise in the background, I apologize. That's my cats playing with everything. Yeah, they like messing with things when I'm recording. But we're gonna go ahead and set the under eye first using the Becca Hydramist Set and Refresh. You can use this with both a brush and a sponge. I'm gonna go in with a sponge first and see how it works, and then I'm gonna try with a sponge, or I'm gonna try with a brush on the other side. So I'm just gonna go in with my little Morphe sponge, and we're gonna go right into the powder, just like this, and we're gonna set the under eye. It definitely felt like when I put that on that my skin got a little bit tighter too, which was kind of nice, especially because it feels like a giant grease ball currently. So my under eyes are set now. I actually really do like the way that this powder feels. Hopefully the CRZY London one feels just as good, and it does help to set my face without it feeling greasy. Like under my eyes actually feel really matte right now. They don't feel like a grease ball like the rest of my face. Next, we're gonna go into the CRZY London Extraordinary Translucent Powder. And it still has a protective film over it, so let me see if I can get that off with my nails. So I'm just gonna go back in with the Morphe brush, and I'm gonna tap some of it into the lid. So the only problem that I see with powders like this one is the fact that they are gonna give you just a little bit of flashback. So you have to be kind of careful with them. Actually, before I set it, there is another product that I want to try out. I'm gonna go in with the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Liquid Frost in Crown Jewel. So it looks like this. And then you twist it, and then you can open it, and it has a little dropper in it. So just get a little bit on it. And I'm just gonna put some on the back of my hand. Ooh, that was a lot. That was so much. Okay. I'm just gonna go in with just a little bit on the back of my hand, and I'm gonna take a beauty sponge like this one and just kind of like dab it in it, and then just go lightly on my cheekbones. So now I'm gonna go in with the Morphe sponge and the Ciate London powder, and we're just going to set the rest of the face, and we're gonna try to avoid the highlighted area as much as possible. So I don't think I like this powder. I feel like it's giving me a white cast, and I don't like the finish of that. I'm just gonna go back in with Becca, and we're gonna finish setting the face. So my face doesn't feel as greasy now that it's set. And like I said, I do still really like the finish of the IT Cosmetics powder. I don't like the greasiness of it. Bronzer is the only thing that I didn't have a new one of. So I'm just gonna go in with the Makeup Revolution Ultra Browns, and I'm gonna quickly just bronze. So I did quickly add a little bit of bronzer. Now I'm going to go in with blush. I have two different blushes that I want to use. First is the Ofra Madison Miller blush, which is right here. And then the second one is going to be the Makeup Revolution blush in Peach Bliss. And that's what this one is. So first I'm gonna go in with the Peach Bliss, just to kind of see if this one's gonna give me any color. I'm just gonna go in with a very little bit of this one from the Madison Miller and Ofra palette. We don't mind the sun-kissed look. So now I'm going to go in and do my lower lash line, and I'm just going to use the same two colors that I used when I did the top. So I'm going in with Wake and Bake and Neat, and we're just going to blend it out a little bit. So I really like that mascara. I think it definitely did extend my lashes, and it made them look a little more voluptuous. Yeah. Made them look a little bit more volumized and everything. I really like that. They're pretty. While I'm waiting for that to dry, I am gonna go ahead and use my highlight. Now, I got 3 new highlighters in the mail today, all from JayJay Cosmetics. One is going to be Lavender Legacy, Peachy Queen 2.0, and Medusa's Gold. Oh my god, all 3 of these are so pretty. Look at those. A Luxie 660 Precision Foundation Brush, but I really like using it for highlight. And I'm just gonna go in. And I'm gonna put some right here. Whoo! Use the Hoodwink lashes from JayJay Cosmetics. These are so pretty. I'll include a picture of them by themselves up here in the corner. so that way you guys can see them. But these are absolutely gorgeous. I love all JayJay Cosmetics lashes. I have 5 different styles out of the 8 that there are, so I only have a couple other ones that I need to get, and these are so gorgeous. Highly, highly, highly recommend. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this style video. I really like creating different types of content for you guys to watch. If you have ideas for other videos that you'd like to see me do, please leave them in the comment section below, as well as if you have any specific products that you'd like for me to try or review, and I'll test those out for you guys as well. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you have a really good day, and I can't wait to see you Tuesday on my next video.